Civil asset forfeiture is unfortunately back. Now, The Hill is reporting that Attorney General Jeff Sessions on Wednesday is now advising the Department of Justice to reestablish a criminal asset forfeiture seizure program that had been curbed under Barack Obama. Now, the Justice Department, with President Trump's support, so he's all in on this, says that they will give new authority to law enforcement agencies to seize money, contraband, and property when they can prove those assets are the ill-gotten gains of criminal activity. So they say prove in there, but really all you need in this is probable cause. Now, the new policy provides so-called federally adopted forfeitures, which empower state and local law enforcement to use federal law to bypass more restrictive state laws to seize the proceeds from crimes and to share the profits with federal authorities. So this is on the federal level, okay? So these agencies can come in and, for example, do what they think is a drug raid and steal all the stuff. Here we go again. That includes your car, your house, your money. Gone. Speaking of money, the proceeds, the Justice Department says, will infuse law enforcement agencies with financial resources, equipment, and training in the fight against violent crime. Yes, the fight against violent crime. So here we go again, right? Look, a lot of people are against this. In fact, most people are against this because it contains a perverse incentive to take people's stuff and use it to pay for things in the police department. Note the word infuse, right? They're taking your money and infusing it right into their pockets. Legal theft, man. And of course, there are a lot of groups against this, and there are actually a lot of conservatives against this. Now, this includes people that I normally disagree with. In fact, you have Representative Darrell Issa here from California. Again, somebody I don't agree with on a lot of issues, who's actually making sense. He said, "This is a troubling decision for the due process protections afforded to us under the Fourth Amendment, as well as a growing consensus we've seen nationwide on this issue," Issa said in a statement. He also said ramping up adoptive forfeitures will circumvent much of the progress state legislators have made to curb forfeiture abuse. Criminals shouldn't be able to keep the proceeds of their crime, but innocent Americans shouldn't lose their right to due process or their private property rights in order to make that happen. Now, the Justice Department insists that the burden of proof will be on the government, not the property owner, and since it will institute practices that go beyond what the law requires to ensure protections for innocent people. What kind of protections? The Justice Department, according to the Washington Post, will now require local authorities to provide additional detail justifying the probable cause for seizure. Mandating new training of state and local law enforcement and stipulating that federal prosecutors approve certain seizures, including those of cash under $10,000, to curb fraud and abuse. Now, I don't think that goes far enough. But my opinion on the issue is we should get rid of civil asset forfeiture altogether. This is, look, if you're taking people's stuff without due process, that's illegal. That's a violation of your Fourth Amendment rights. Okay? And look, the reason that we want to get rid of this is not like I want to, drug dealers to keep all their money. No. But I want people to go through due process. And if you don't have due process, if all you have is probable cause, then you're going to have cops that are willing and able to abuse it. After all, again, you only need probable cause, not a conviction. Okay? So, oh no, we got to give you more detail for that, for that seizure, for your probable cause. I smelled marijuana. Oh, okay, probable cause. Take all their stuff. That's the excuse they use a lot, by the way. And look, we've done stories of people that have had their stuff taken without charges. They just think, well, we think you did something different. There was a white couple in this house. Their son might have been smoking marijuana, might have been dealing drugs elsewhere outside the home, and the cops took the home. Like, oh, well, we got a drug dealer that's living there. Or alleged drug dealer is living there. We think, I don't know, we're going to take your house. That's what they do. And look, those people were lucky enough to be, upper middle class, and they could oh yeah, we're going to lawyer up. We're going to get our shit back. Well, what happens to somebody who doesn't have a lawyer? The majority of cases where the people are too poor to afford a lawyer. Well, you know what happens? Cops end up keeping your shit. That's what. They infuse it right back into their pockets. And that's what's going on here. So you have Jeff Sessions basically out there saying, no, we're going to double down on the civil asset forfeiture because it turns out I hate the Fourth Amendment. I love it when police steal your shit. Tough on crime, baby. Tough on crime. Because that's exactly what he wants to do. I mean, look, is due process not enough for you, Jeff Sessions? No. We got to crush regular people. We got to crush poor people even more. We want we want people to be afraid of cops. We don't want them to serve the communities. No, we just want the communities to service the cops. So we can, so we're going to go in, we're going to take your stuff, and it's our stuff now. And we're going to use it to infuse ourselves with more equipment so we can continue to oppress the populace. That's what this is about. And now again, speaking of due process, Issa made a great point. He said, this is essentially unconstitutional. This is a legal search and seizure, or it should be. You're taking people's stuff without a conviction. There is no due process. And unfortunately, this is going to continue to be used disproportionately against people of color. All in order to fund police who can't wait to start taking people's stuff in order to fund those same departments. This is a terrible policy. This is a terrible step for civil rights. And it has to end. I mean, we're taking people's, private property and we're ignoring their rights. And what did you expect under Jeff Sessions' Department of Justice? No, it's not a Department of Justice. It's a Department of Injustice. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.